The late afternoon sun stretched long shadows across the ranch yard, turning dust into molten gold. He stood near the fence, hands clenched, watching her as she moved between the stacked crates. She did not look at him, but her silence pressed against his chest harder than any accusation. Her name was Lila, and she had arrived 3 weeks ago with nothing but a torn satchel and eyes that refused to bow. He had taken her in because the storm had been merciless, not because he needed help. Yet she had stayed, working without complaint, mending fences, tending horses, bringing life back into a place he had nearly abandoned. His name was Caleb, a man known in the region for his stubborn solitude. People said he preferred the company of wind over words, and for years that had been true. Loss had carved silence into him, leaving no room for attachment, no space for hope. Until Lila. She set down the last crate, brushing dirt from her hands. "I finished," she said quietly, her voice steady, though her fingers trembled slightly. "You said when it was done, I'd leave." The words hung between them, sharp and undeniable. Caleb swallowed, forcing his gaze away before it could betray him. He had said that on her first night, when the storm still roared and her presence felt like an intrusion. He had meant it then, but things had changed. "You should go before dark," he muttered, though the thought twisted painfully inside him. "Road gets dangerous." She nodded, finally lifting her eyes to meet his. There was no anger in them, only something softer, something that unsettled him far more. "It always was," she replied. She stepped past him, heading toward the gate, each movement deliberate, as though she refused to hesitate. Caleb's breath shortened. Every instinct screamed to stop her, yet pride held him rooted in place. "Why did you stay?" he called out, the question escaping before he could restrain it. She paused, her back still turned. "Because you needed someone," she said, simple and unadorned, "even if you wouldn't admit it." The truth struck him harder than any blow. He stepped forward, boots crunching against gravel. "I didn't ask for that." "No," she agreed, glancing over her shoulder, "but you didn't stop me either." Silence fell again, heavier this time. The wind stirred, lifting loose strands of her hair, carrying the faint scent of rain long gone. Caleb felt something crack within him, a fracture spreading through the walls he had built so carefully. "If you leave," he began, his voice rough, "there's nothing out there but trouble." She turned fully now, facing him, her expression calm yet resolute. "And here?" she asked. He hesitated, the answer caught somewhere between fear and longing. "Here," he said slowly, "there's work, a roof, safety." "Not truth," she countered, stepping closer. "You keep pushing me away, like I'm temporary, like I don't matter." Her words ignited something fierce inside him. "You do matter," he snapped, the force of it startling them both. The admission lingered, raw and exposed. Lila's eyes widened, searching his face as if weighing the truth of it. "Then why send me away?" she whispered. Caleb took another step, closing the distance between them. "Because if you stay," he said, his voice unsteady, "I'll have something to lose." The confession shattered the last barrier between them. For a heartbeat, neither moved, the world narrowing to the fragile space they shared. Then Lila reached out, her hand brushing his, tentative yet certain. "You're not the only one who's afraid," she said. His fingers tightened around hers before he could think, the contact sending a jolt through him. The gate creaked behind her, swinging open with the wind, a silent invitation to leave. Caleb glanced at it, then back at her. The choice stood stark before him, simple and impossible. "Stay," he said at last, the word breaking free like a storm. Her breath caught, hope flickering across her face. "Are you sure?" He nodded, stepping closer until there was no space left between them. "No," he admitted, "but I'm done pretending I don't need you." The wind howled louder, slamming the gate shut behind her, sealing the moment with a sharp finality. Lila's grip tightened, her eyes shining with something dangerously close to joy. And for the first time in years, Caleb did not look away. The ranch seemed to breathe around them, as if the land itself recognized the shift. Nothing was certain, nothing was safe. Yet for once he chose risk over emptiness. And in that choice, everything began to change at once, dangerously, beautifully, and beyond return, forever, together now.